Hey, what's up, Adrian? What's up, girl? Yeah, you saw me on the reel. Yes, that was me. Oh, wait, hold on. Lonnie's coming through. Okay, hold on real quick. Hey, Lonnie. Yeah, no, I'm talking to Adrian. Yeah, that was me on the reel. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God, I saw you and I was like, oh my God, wait, hold on. Jeannie's calling. Hold on. Hey, Jeannie. Yeah, I'm talking to Lonnie and Adrian. I've got them both on hold. Can I call you right back? Okay, cool. Okay, Adrian. Oh no, this is Lonnie. Okay. So anyway, one second. Hey, Tamara. Yeah, no, I'm actually on the phone with Adrian and Lonnie right now. Oh, you're with them? Oh, awesome. Well, we can all group chat. No? You guys want me back on the reel? A toxic relationship that I was in led to toxic decisions, which led to toxic outcomes, which led me to the reel. So I graduated high school in 2017 from Shaker Heights High School. I did apply to BGSU, Bowling Green State University, and that is where I currently go to school. So freshman year, I was a political science major. At the time, I really wanted to go to law school. So I was like, this might be the perfect major for me. So I went ahead and I signed up as a poli-sci major. First semester of freshman year was awesome. I met some of my best friends that I'm still friends with today. My roommate and I went to high school together. Our whole floor was just, we were all good friends. So second semester, this is when it got real. My ex from high school decided that he wanted to come to Bowling Green, which was really nice at first, but then things kind of took a turn for the worse. He has always had this dream of becoming a rapper. This was all great and dandy until he asked me to be his music manager. My job would entail booking shows, making flyers, promoting, making business cards. These were all of my duties per se. I was starting to see that I was putting in a lot of work and wasn't getting that much out of it. During busy times at the dining halls, we would pass out business cards. So I was literally going up to random students in the dining halls and being like, hey, my boyfriend's an artist, he's a rapper, come check out his music, come, you know, he's having a show coming up, you should buy a ticket. Like, I was out here hustling. So the bad part, I was starting to realize that I wasn't liking my major. A lot of my classes were based on government and politics, and obviously I knew these things going in because political science, I mean, hello. But I was learning that I wasn't really, it's not something that I wanted to wake up every day and do in class. Like, I was really falling out of love with it. And that was making me not really go to my classes. So instead, I put all of the effort that I should have been putting into my classes and into school into promoting for his rap career. So this was taking me off of my focus. I started failing classes. I was so unorganized. I was just all over the place. And on top of that, we were having a lot of infidelity issues. So I was feeling really insecure because he started to go off and kind of do things behind my back with other girls, and he was talking to different people, and just the way he looked at girls, and I became super insecure. And so it didn't click at that time. The light bulb was still very dim. It hadn't lit up yet, but I really should have left him as soon as those things started to happen. And in hindsight, looking back, I really do fault myself because I knew I deserved so much better than what I was getting out of the relationship. And especially all this work that I was putting in so much work to make sure that he had everything with his career and with his rapping. So we were working with a booking company in Toledo, actually, and I got him 3 shows. I got him to open for Little Debbie, Montana of 300, and Chief Keef. So 2 of those shows actually went through. The Chief Keef didn't happen because of what happened next. He pitched to me, basically, you should drop out of school and do this full time for me because you're good at it, we're getting shows, and I'm basically gonna be a successful, rich rapper in a a matter of months. Being the young, naive 18, 19-year-old that I was like, well, I already don't like my major. I'm kind of messing up in school. Don't really know my options. This kind of looks like the best thing, so let's do it. So I ended up dropping out of school. This was a really rough time for me and my family because on my mom's side, everybody has always gone to college. So to share with my grandparents and my aunts and my uncles and my cousins that I wasn't going back to school was really hard. It was a really big issue in our family for a while. Family friends were calling me, calling my mom, asking what was happening. And on top of that, my father has had a history of strokes and he was dealing with a lot of those things. So that's a lot on my mom's plate. She's dealing with my dad's medical issues along with the fear of me not going back to school. And she made me make a list of all the people that I needed to tell that I wasn't going back to school. And in a way that was really kind of traumatic for me because I was told that I had to tell all these people who had invested in me for so long and for so many years that I was basically giving everything up. And in my eyes, I didn't see it as me giving everything up. I saw this as a big opportunity for me to do a great career, for me to make a lot of money, and that's what I saw it as. But looking back, again, in hindsight, it was not the best decision. Is this something that I can see myself doing in the future? Like, is this really my life? And I was not ready for that. I was really sitting here like, I'm really gonna be doing this for the rest of my life because we weren't getting any shows. We had moved away back home, so we weren't in Toledo anymore. So our booking company that we were with wasn't, keeping in contact with us. So I was stuck and our relationship was suffering. It was a whole just toxic situation. It was really bad. I was very depressed and I hated the fact that I had dropped out of school and to pursue somebody else's dream. And it clicked to me, that light bulb finally came on, guys. It finally came on. And I told myself that not only do I have to walk away from this relationship, but I also have to walk away from being his manager, because if we don't work well as in a relationship, then our business relationship is definitely gonna suffer. So I decided to end both situations. So now I was lost. I had completely terminated the career that I had dropped out of school for. I had broken up with the person who originally influenced me to drop out of school. So I'm pretty much just living at home with my parents, working as a lifeguard at a community center and trying to figure out what I was gonna do with my life. And it was hard. I was in therapy for 6 months. I didn't know what to do with my life. I was really struggling. I had so many people asking me, when was I going back to school? What was I doing with my life? My mom, obviously was the biggest person asking me, and that really was detrimental to our relationship because I was so frustrated and she was worried and concerned, and neither of us really knew what was going on. So I decided that something needed to change, but I didn't know what it was. The reel was the biggest reason why I decided to go back to school. And it's because one of these late nights, I was super depressed, so I was staying up late till like 3, 4, or 5 in the morning, just watching YouTube and clips and stuff like that. And I got really into the reel. I had seen them a couple times when they had first come out around 2013 time, but I never really watched it. It's a daytime syndicated show. I remember I was watching this one clip and Lonnie Love was stressing the importance of education. Now, my mother and my grandmother and like all of my aunts are all educators. So education has always been like hammered into my skull ever since I was younger. But for some reason, it didn't click to me until Lonnie said it, that how much education had really saved her life. And I didn't really understand this fully until just about a couple months ago when I read her book. I remember hearing that and I was like, you know what? I really need to go back to school. I think school is something that I really need to do if I really want to be where I want to be. I just love how authentic and how raw and just how candid these women are when it comes to topics around women of color, around young women, around politics, around just life in general, what women go through. And these were topics that I was finding myself, I would pause the video and be like, have a conversation with myself. I don't know if that's weird or whatever, but I would literally pause the show and just talk to myself and be like, yeah, like, I think in that situation, like, I would have done this, or, you know, you just kind of like, just, I guess, have a conversation with yourself. I hope I'm not the only one who does that, because that's a little weird. But I would just find myself wanting to comment on everything they were talking about. So before, I'd had a really big interest in journalism, and so I thought, I was like, what if I decided to do something like what they're doing? Wouldn't that be so crazy? Like, I truly believe that I could get to this point. I was on the show. I will drop a clip of me. I actually took a video of it. My mom DVR'd it, so I will include that for you guys to see. It was so exciting. I won $100, and I got most of the questions right. There were a couple that I was like, because I was kind of a newer viewer, but a lot of the questions I knew, and I ended up walking away with $100, so that was awesome. And I got to meet a cheetah girl and a sister, and Lonnie and Jeannie and the whole cast, and I was speechless.
You cracked me up every time. Caller, what's up? What's your name and where are you from?
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Lauren.
Hi.
And I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
What? Now, Lauren, would you consider yourself a real fan?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yes, Lauren. That's what I like to hear.
Thank you for watching our show. Now we're putting you to the test with some rapid fire trivia, okay? So that means you're gonna get some questions about the real and some questions about the real world, but you're gonna have 60 seconds to answer. If you get 5 correct, girl, not only will you win yourself something, but you gonna win something for our audience.
I think she's gonna be okay. She's such a fan. She painted her wall our signature color. I know. I love it.
So from then, I started doing research. My mom found a consultant on Facebook, actually, who lived in LA, and she said that she would help me. She kind of did a consultation with me, asked me kind of what I was interested in, and said that she would help me start to build my career in television. So I was really starting to come up in that area and figure out what it was that I wanted to do. I also looked into public access. So for those of you who don't know, public access is their shows that you can rent time and go and basically make your own show, and it can air on television. And guys, when I tell you, I called that lady, I was like, I'm interested in having a show. I, want to talk about this, that, and the other. And she was like, okay, so who's your team? Like, who's gonna be doing everything? And I was like, I don't know. I mean, I was planning to do it. Like, I was planning to be the director, the producer, the show host, the cameraman. I was gonna handle lighting. Like, I was literally gonna do everything, and I didn't even think about it. So she was like, no, like, call me back when you actually have like a real plan. So I was like, okay. I remember the next morning when I woke up, I realized that if I wanted to do what I wanted to do, I needed to go back to school. Here's the thing. I knew I needed to go back to school, not for the degree specifically, but more so because I knew that alone I didn't have the tools to be where I knew I wanted to be. I knew that I needed practice editing. I knew I needed experience with the camera. I knew I needed connections and resources, and I knew I needed these tools. And the only place that I felt like I could really get this was to go back to school, especially when BGSU has such a phenomenal journalism program. So the next morning I ran downstairs, I told my mom, I said, you know what? I think I want to go back to school. I want to go back to school in the spring of my sophomore year, and I want to do this. Things were really starting to fall into place. I was really feeling hopeful because I knew that this was going to be the right decision, and I knew that this was going to be the best decision for me at this time. When I went back to school, I became a broadcast journalism major, so I was doing everything that I said I wanted to do. I was working with cameras, I was working with editing, I was learning new things, and it was by far the best decision that I ever personally have made to go back to school. And I'm glad that I woke up, that light bulb came on, it went ding, wake up, and I did. Like Cardi B once said, knock me down 9 times, but I get up 10. Thanks for watching.